This is Earth. This is the world we live in, and it holds an apparent reality: diversity. Geographically, the Earth is divided into seven continents which are made up of different nations with diverse physical and cultural features. This is the Philippines. This is where I came from. There are over 150 dialects spoken by different groups of people in this nation made up of 7,107 islands. These islands are majorly grouped into three: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Mindanao, the southern part island, is known to be the home of the Filipino Muslims. In year 2000, the Muslim community covers 5% of the Philippine population. Mindanao has the most significant number of Muslim citizens. This is Cagayan de Oro. This is where I grew up. A city in northern Mindanao, the population covers a significant number of Christians, of which over 85% are Roman Catholics. Peace crisis and religious issues heightened when a militant Islamist separatist group based in the island of Sulu started to create conflict, especially in the southwestern part of Mindanao. This, unfortunately, created terror in the people's mind when we speak of Mindanao and Muslims. I don't know how stereotyping works in the mind, but it was 4 years ago when my mom and I traveled to a Muslim populated area. Eventually, Muslim passengers began to fill up the bus. My mom was thinking what I was inevitably thinking too. I was worried and scared that if one of the passengers really intended to screw the bus, our life would end up there. I was feeling guilty to think like that, but where would I place myself between being judgmental and just being alarmed and vigilant? Apparently, stereotyping blinds us to see the person as a part of a group or society rather than as a unique individual. Over 2 years ago, I met my first ever Muslim friend. He was actually the first one who befriended me since I transferred school, the moment when he approached me and asked me if we were in the same class. My friend Alden helps me to further know and understand their culture and appreciate our differences. He has been feeding me factual and personal answers to my questions about their culture out of curiosity. For an instance, I wanted to understand why a Muslim woman is prohibited to marry a non-Muslim man, while a Muslim man isn't. This standard has brought some Muslim women to rebel and run away, and even cost lives. My friend actually thinks it's unfair, but he defends that it's the truth. There's nothing we can do about it. Sometimes the world has a complexity beyond comprehension. My professor said, not everything that exists is true, that the principle lies on the truth that you believe in. A year ago, I had an opportunity to visit Japan for a cultural exchange program which aims to promote mutual understanding. One of the things I learned was the Japanese way of dining. One of these was eating noodles. In Japan, people love to slurp their noodles, which I actually experienced from my host parent. The slurping creates noise while eating. For other culture, this may be beyond their dining principle. But for the Japanese, slurping is an emotional aspect of eating noodles deliciously. A year ago also, I met a student from Belgium who came to our school for an exchange program. We differ in a lot of things. Other than our skin and hair colors, we differ in our views of God. She would say, "How come you believe in something you haven't proven its existence?" I would say, "It is faith. You know by heart it exists. It's like love. You feel it. After all, who can prove me that God does not exist?" I think in the end, we want to be understood how is it to be raised in different cultural backgrounds between people who are non-religious and religious. Other than that, she helped us in a French class, and we've been really good friends. We have been taught that cultural awareness allows us to recognize cultural differences and helps us to develop cultural sensitivity, knowing that the people are influenced by their own cultural background. This then may progress to cultural relativism. It allows us to further understand a person's behavior looking based on the person's culture. Diversity has its own purpose of existence. It places us in different perspectives for us to function individually as a whole. If each of us try to see things from another person's perspective and set aside prejudices, together we fill up the cups towards respect and harmony.